At lunch today, my son said, "Mama, I want a muffin." Without thinking, I told him, "We don't have any muffins. Maybe I'll make some later and you can have one for dinner." After a second, I realized I had made a mistake and I had to correct myself. I didn't want to tell him that he could have a muffin for dinner. I wanted to tell him that he could have a muffin after dinner. Do you understand the difference?
What was Jennifer's mistake? I said, "You can have a muffin for dinner." This means you will only eat a muffin. There won't be any other food. I meant to say, or I wanted to say, "You can have a muffin after dinner." In other words, eat your dinner first, then you can eat a muffin. Let's think together. How are these statements different? You can eat a muffin at dinner. You can eat a muffin before dinner. You can eat a muffin after dinner. You could eat a muffin for dinner. You can eat a muffin with your dinner. Let's look at that first statement. You can eat a muffin at dinner. This means you can eat a muffin at dinner time. When it's time for dinner, you can have the muffin. You cannot eat it earlier. So at plus a meal is emphasizing the time of day. We can break our day into 3 times, 3 periods: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At dinner is telling you to wait until the last period of the day, the last meal of the day. Now let's consider the other prepositions and their meanings.
You can have a muffin before dinner means first you get a muffin, you eat it, and now you can have your dinner. You can have a muffin after dinner means first you eat this, and then you can have a muffin. You can have a muffin with your dinner. It means you can have it all together. You can have a muffin for dinner. That means that's all you get for dinner. This is your dinner.
Note, it's always important to understand the whole situation. Why? Because sometimes a preposition can have more than one meaning. In order to understand the meaning, you need to understand the whole situation. Also, if it's possible to use more than one preposition, you need to know the whole situation in order to choose the best one. Here's an example of a preposition with multiple meanings. Situation A. I want a muffin for breakfast. That's all? You have to eat more. How about a banana and some juice to go with that muffin? Here, for breakfast means as my breakfast. I want a muffin to be my breakfast. Situation B. Did you bake muffins? Can I have one now? No, they're for breakfast tomorrow morning. You had a good dinner. It's time to go to bed now. In this situation, for breakfast means the muffin is being saved for breakfast. It's meant for breakfast tomorrow morning, not for now. So we're talking about what it's meant for, what it's intended for. Now let's look at an example of having more than one correct preposition complete a sentence. We eat bread with dinner. We eat bread with our dinner. We eat bread at dinner. Both sentences are correct. And when these sentences stand alone, they mean basically the same thing. Now let's go beyond the sentence level and understand the whole situation. Situation A. We eat bread with our dinner almost every day. It tastes good with soup, and it helps us clean our plate if there's a delicious sauce. In this situation, with is the better choice, because we're talking about things that we eat together. Bread goes nicely with soup, and it goes nicely with sauce. Situation B. We eat bread at lunch and dinner, but not at breakfast. In the morning we only have time to drink juice or coffee. Here the better choice is at, because we're focusing on the meal time, the period of the day during which we eat bread.
Now let's try an exercise.
Choose the preposition that best completes the statement. Example: read the entire situation to yourself, and then I'll tell you the answer. Answer: what are we having for dinner, Mom? Roast beef, mashed potatoes, and corn on the cob. Yum! 1. Read the statement to yourself first. Answer: after the fried chicken and biscuits, Grandma served blueberry pie. I was so full by then, but the pie smelled so good, I couldn't say no. 2. Answer: I don't like to eat much in the morning, so I usually have yogurt for breakfast. 3. Answer: Steve usually continues to work at lunch. He sits at his computer and eats something quickly. 4. Answer: I like to drink cold juice with a hot breakfast. The sweet juice tastes extra nice when you're eating salty foods like eggs and bacon. 5. Answer: I try not to snack before dinner because I don't want to spoil my appetite. Is the highlighted preposition being used correctly? If not, replace it. Examples: A. Nancy always has the same thing for lunch: a sandwich, juice, and an apple. Is it correct? Yes. B. Nancy always leaves the apple for last. She eats it before her sandwich. Is the preposition being used correctly? No. We need to say she eats it after her sandwich. 1. The waiter asked the couple if they wanted some wine with their meal. Is this correct? Yes. 2. My father likes fresh orange juice at breakfast. It's the only time of the day he takes the time to squeeze several oranges to get his favorite drink. Is this correct? Yes, it is. 3. Most American restaurants serve fries for a hamburger. They go so well together. Is this correct? No. We need to say that the restaurants serve fries with a hamburger. 4. Cookies are a snack food. You shouldn't eat them with breakfast. Is this correct? Well, it's not incorrect. You can say this. But I would argue that, depending on the situation, it's more natural to say either you shouldn't eat them for breakfast or you shouldn't eat them at breakfast. 5. On Thanksgiving Day, Americans roast a turkey for their family dinner. Is this correct? Yes.